Welcome back to my Manta series. Today is a really exciting video. We are going to be testing out, rating, and reviewing viral kids activities that I have been seeing all over Instagram and I have been really curious about and wanting to try. So we are going to be rating these on 4 different categories. The first category is prep/cost. Did it take a really long time to prep? Was it stressful to prep? Did I have to go out and buy a bunch of stuff in order to make this activity happen? The second category is captivation. How long did it hold my toddler's attention? Is it something that he anticipated, something that he was excited about, something that he asked for again? The third category is longevity. Longevity. I don't know if I say it right. Is this activity going to stand the test of time? Is it repeatable? Is it going to be like you do it once and all the materials can't be reused? Or can you redo it over and over? And the fourth category is cleanup. Was this activity a nightmare to clean up? Was it stressful? Was it worth it? This is for the parents. This is really for us. This is about us, okay? All right, let's get started. Our first activity was butterfly flower poke hole. I don't know what you would call it. Basically, I drew a butterfly on a piece of cardboard, and this activity was kind of challenging for me because I was confronted and humbled by the fact that I am not an artist and I actually can't draw very well. It was just kind of an ugly looking butterfly, but I still did it, colored it in, poked in all the holes. The point here is that you would poke in holes in the butterfly and then you would take it to a park and then the child would find flowers and stick flowers through the holes to create a really beautiful butterfly. For me and Leon, this activity, it kind of comes in middle of the road. When I gave it to him, he was a little bit uninterested and he kept asking for other animals. So I don't know what he has against butterflies, but apparently butterflies just don't do it for him. For the first category, it was very cheap to do because I just found cardboard and a marker from around the house. So I'm gonna give prep cost an 8. For the captivation, this was not interesting for him. I basically ended up doing the whole thing by myself. He was interested in it for less than 2 minutes. So I'm gonna give that a 2. Longevity. It is very repeatable. You can reuse it. You can keep it in your stroller whenever you go to the park and just pull it out again. Try it out. So I'm gonna give that one a 9. For cleanup, obviously a 10. So easy. Just put the marker back. Overall, ranking at a 7.25. Butterfly just was not that exciting for him. So my B with the butterfly drawing. Next, we have chalk paint. What do we need for the recipe?
What do you think?
Cornstarch.
Cornstarch, water, and some color.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
When I saw this on Instagram, I thought it was so cool. It was gonna be awesome. We were gonna spend at least an hour painting the pavement. No, let me get to it. The prep for this was actually super stressful. I couldn't get the consistency right. I had to keep adding more and more cornstarch. It just felt like this never-ending task. My heart was pumping really fast, but overall it was fun. So I did give it a 5 for prep. You have to buy the cornstarch and obviously the food coloring. For the captivation, he was captivated for maybe 27 minutes, including the prep time. So overall, like 10 minutes. He got really frustrated.
I can't make a rainbow. I know because it's in my house.
I think because when you paint it on the sidewalk, it doesn't show up that well until it's actually dry. And so when he was painting it, he was crying. I'm gonna give that a 6. For the longevity, it did dry up pretty fast. I'm guessing that if you add warm water and mix it again, you can reuse it, but he dumped everything out and so we weren't able to reuse it. So I'm gonna give that a 5. As far as cleanup goes, there's still like chalk specks everywhere outside, but it is outside, so you can just pour hot water over it. So it's not a big deal, but you can't get it like squeaky clean back to where it was. So I'm gonna give that one a 7. with an overall ranking of 5.75. Next up, we have moon sand. For the moon sand, the prep was pretty easy, but it did take some time because to make it play safe, you have to bake the flour ahead of time. So making the moon sand, it's 4 cups of flour to 1 cup of baby oil. So I did have to buy the baby oil. 4 cups of flour is a lot of flour, so it is a little bit wasteful. I'm going to give that prep cost a 6 because it was fun to make with him. For the Captivation, it didn't really keep his attention very long, maybe because there wasn't a goal. It's more of just a sensory toy where you just kind of move your fingers around. You can't really build anything with it. I'm just gonna give that a 5 for his age. He is 3. So longevity, you can store it for another time, which I did. I put it in a Ziploc bag. I'm gonna bring it out again. So I gave that a 7. And as far as cleanup goes, unfortunately, it is flour, and when you play with flour, it just kind of gets everywhere. We did play with it outside, but that was like 5 days ago, and it's still just kind of thrown all over the ground. So I am going to give that a 5. So overall, the moon sand coming in tied for last at 5.75. Hey, I want to take a second to just say, if you are enjoying this video, don't forget to subscribe and like this video so that I know that I am doing the right thing here. Okay, this next one turned out way better than I thought it would. It was so easy, so low cost. We're talking frozen toys. For frozen toys, all you do is pour water in a bowl with your toys and freeze it overnight. The one bummer is that you have to wait for it to freeze, and he was really excited about it freezing. So that I'm gonna give a 9. Captivation.
Hi! It's better good than a muffin.
It's better good than a muffin?
Mm-hmm.
He was excited, he anticipated it, he asked for it again, so that is an 8. For longevity, man, I could literally do this every day. Like, it is so repeatable because it's just water. That's a 10. That's a 10. Cleanup, super easy. Obviously, it's water. Just play with it outside. Dump out the water in the rocks. It's a 9. That one's a 9. So overall, frozen toys, I like you. You get a 9. Okay, and last but not least, this was my absolute favorite one. This was the dino hiding activity. As far as prep goes, you just need cornstarch, water, and the recipe called for sand, but I just used like our kind of dirt sand that we have in our backyard. It's 4 cups of dirt.
Yeah, and then we hide them.
And then we hide them.
And then we use it with a spoon, and we hide. And then we find them.
Yeah. So 4 cups of dirt to 2 cups of cornstarch, and then I believe 1 cup of water, or it's just kind of like however much water. Are you talking about it too? However much water to make the mud, and then you just spin the dinos and set it out overnight, and it dries. Super easy setup. I gave a 7 because the dinos did cost, you know, $12.89. They weren't free, so you had to buy the dinos, and a lot of these activities call for cornstarch, so I did have to buy more cornstarch. For Captivation, this was by far the best activity. He was so excited. He is still talking about it. He wants me to hide the dinos again. So for Captivation, that was a 10. For longevity, there's always gonna be dirt outside. I'll always be able to pour water in, hopefully dry it out. And now that I bought the dinos, I can use it again and again. So I gave that one a 10 also. Can you tell I'm a big fan? And then for cleanup, obviously, you want to play this outside. I know some people play it inside. We don't roll like that, so yeah, we're gonna play with the dirt outside. So I gave that one a 9. Overall score for the Dino Dig was a 9. And it was obviously my favorite and Leon's favorite. And Jonesy likes it too. Okay, that is all I have for you in our first review of DIY viral kids activities. I think it's also really important to remember that every kid is different, so it's really no surprise that my toddler boy was mostly interested in digging dinosaurs up out of dirt, where maybe your child is more interested in art or more interested in, you know, the butterfly flower thing. Like, it really just depends on whatever your child is interested in. Anyways, thank you for watching. I hope that this was fun and helpful and inspiring for you.